Welcome to the Speak Up channel. Today, a mother is writing an open letter to the father who left the family struggling while he lives in luxury. When you left, you didn't just walk out of the door. You left unpaid bills, tears, and the children with questions too big for their little hearts. You left a woman trying to stretch one salary across 5 hungry mouths. She believes you hope she would break. Maybe you thought the weight of debt you left behind would drown her. The pain of abandonment and the struggle of raising your children alone would destroy her. Maybe you thought she would collapse under pressure, that she would be too weak to rise again. But your mission failed, and failed miserably. Yes, the nights were long. Yes, the fear of how she would survive was real. Yes, she cried quietly in the dark, so your children wouldn't hear. But she did not stay in sorrow for too long. She rose, slowly but steadily, with your children in her arms, the very children you chose to walk away from. She carried the weight you refused to bear, not because she had the strength of a superhero, but because she had no choice. Because when one parent walks away, the other becomes everything. While she worked extra hours, counted every penny, made sacrifices just to put food on the table, you were out there displaying your fantasy life like trophies. Bragging online while your children stared at your photos, wondering why their father had money for everything but never for them. Did you ever ask yourself if children had enough to eat, if they had shoes that fit, if they had a school bag without holes, if they still waited by the window hoping you'd show up or even just care? Because while you were living in excess, your children were living in lack. While you poured champagne into crystal glasses, your children mix water with cereal and call it breakfast. That is the truth cost of his abandonment. You may think you have escaped responsibility, but the truth is you have lost more than you realize. You lost the right to be called daddy with love and pride. You lost the chance to be the arms they run to when they are scared, the one they look up to for guidance. You lost the privilege of watching them grow, of seeing their smiles, their achievements, and their dreams unfold. One day, these children will grow up. They will not be blinded by your wealth, not impressed by your holidays and filtered photos. They will remember the father who abandoned them. They will remember the one who cried behind closed doors, but still got up every morning to make breakfast and drop them to school. And here is what you will never understand. She is not broken. She never was. Yes, she stumbled. Yes, she struggled. But she rose. And when she rose, she did so with purpose. And that is something you can never take away from her. You forgot something. That God who favored you is the same God that she saves. Same God who strengthens her bonds. Because while you were living for yourself, she was living for your children. And now she is inviting you, the man who fathered her children but abandoned his post, to stand in front of the mirror and ask himself, what kind of father lets His own children struggle while he lives in excess. What kind of father turns a blind eye to their pain so he can look proud in public? And this is not just about you. This is about a system that allows men like you to walk away with no consequences. That is why she's calling for proposal number 1, automatic deductions for luxury spending. Because if you can afford the luxury, the system should deduct child support automatically and send it directly to the children. No more letting mothers beg. This goes hand in hand with proposal number 2, strict penalties for fathers who hide their income. Because you shouldn't be allowed to live large while your children live on coupons. And it also connects with proposal number 8, a public register to name and shame fathers who dodge child support. Because if you are proud enough to show off your wealth online, then let the world also know you are a man who abandoned his children and refused to support them. This is not about revenge. It is about responsibility. It is about justice for children who didn't choose to be ignored. It is about a system that lets fathers live large while mothers beg for help. It is about saying enough is enough. The truth is, she survived, and survival is something you can never take away from her. No matter how many pictures you post, no matter how many excuses and blame you whisper to your friends, you cannot erase the truth that she did what you would not, that she stood while you disappeared, that she chose children when you chose to run away from your own children. This movement was never her dream. It was her calling, born in the fire of struggle, built on tears and courage. And now she speaks for every mother whose strength was mistaken for silence, for every child who wonders where their father is, for every system that needs shaking, for every law that needs changing. She speaks for reform, real reform of a child support system that has failed too many. And to the world listening, she says this: join the movement, share this message, speak up, because no mother should carry this burden alone, because no child should be forgotten in favor of luxury. And to the mother still carrying this pain, here is her advice: don't measure your worth by the absence of someone else. Your strength, your survival, your resilience, and your love for your children speak louder than abandonment ever could. Thank you for watching. Please comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.